I want to show you today how we scaled the brand to over 100,000 a month in 30 days. Now, here we started the brand here in May, end of May, just over about 600 in revenue. Now we go into June, really sad that we just missed out on that $100,000 mark because we're only just about 3 and a bit K away. But great news for July, really scaled that up even harder, and we made it to 135,000 in 1 month. I'm going to show you step by step how we did it and how you could do it too. So keep watching. Let's go through it together. Hey guys, I want to show you today how we scaled our brand to $100,000 months within 30 days. It's an exciting one for you today because I'm going to go through our 4-step process of how we did it. So step 1, for example, is we're going to start with product research. Step 2 will show you how when we built a simple store. Step 3 is using a paid traffic product test. And then step 4 is how we then scale to those $100,000 months. Step 1 is going to be first, we have to find our product. So what we did our research, went out and found already existing winning products. We use specialized software to do this to find a winning product. And the reason we do this is because we want it to be a very data-driven method. We want to use data to predict that this product should be a winner. And when we use that, we look at things like, is the product trending? Is there an uptrend in the fact that this product is being used and sold? Is it low competition? Are there any competitors in the market? And if so, how many? Because we don't want to be competing against hundreds of other people that are using this particular product. We want to find something that is lower competition so we can infiltrate the market and then we can start making sales. Is it making consistent sales? Now, this is the thing. If something's quite sporadic, it goes up and down and up and down, and some people will be losing money that way. And that's what we don't want to do. We want to make sure that there's consistent sales so that we know we can replicate this with our store with this particular product. Is there sustained growth? So over time, is it continuing to grow? Is it that if it dips massively, then it's probably not a product we want to look at. But if it's got sustained growth, continuing on an uptrend, kind of alongside the trending part, is that we continue and look at this product. Is there clear market demand? Now, no matter how great your website is, no matter how great your landing pages are, if the product is terrible and it doesn't work or doesn't light people up when they see it, then it probably doesn't have market demand. If it doesn't have market demand, it doesn't matter how great your advertising or marketing is, the product just won't shift. So we need to find something that people are going to be interested in, and then we can leverage that. We also want to use a good supplier. Now, there's one thing you don't want to do in this is use a bad supplier that has bad reviews or slow delivery times, because that's going to come back on you. And that's one of the things that we focused on, was finding a really good supplier with good delivery times that make sure that we're going to be able to deliver to our customers in a reasonable time frame, because otherwise you're going to have to deal with all the refunds and all the angry customers not getting their product in time. And people will complain, I promise you. So that's one of the things we want to eradicate and make sure that we focus on good supplier times. After we've done that, we know that we have a winning product based on the data-driven method, based on all of these factors. We then look at building a store around it. Now, we use Shopify. The reason being, Shopify is so easy to set up, and it's only around about £1 a month at the moment, so they're doing a special trial. After that, I think it's between $20 and $30, so it's not much at all, especially when you've got the scope and potential to be making it easily like $600 to $1,000 profit a day on this. Shopify is so simple and easy to use. Most e-commerce businesses will be running the Shopify. I guarantee it. You can look at others. Maybe there are WooCommerce ones, but we just kind of stick with Shopify because I think that's one of the best platforms that are available right now. What we then do is we create a professional e-com build using the Shopify platform. And what we want to do is make it look trustworthy, easy to navigate, and fast to build. Well, this is because when someone lands on the site, they have to trust that there's social proof, there's people that are going to be using this product, that the site doesn't look like a spammy site. Imagine you land on a website and it just looks terrible. You're probably not going to trust it, and trust that when you part with your money that you're actually going to get the product, or for example, it's not a scam. So we want to make sure our site looks great, trustworthy. There's a lot of social proof on it. We want to make it easy to navigate, because if you make it so complex and they've got to go through loads of different pages, any kind of friction that happens within the customer journey really makes the conversion rate drop. So what we want to do is make sure that's nice and easy, everything works and it's movable and just everything flows. And we do a fast build because we don't want to spend hours making a Shopify at all. We want to build it really quickly. We want to get it out there and start testing our product. And when we've got this, we also want to gather content from existing areas. And what I mean by this is you can look at Facebook, you can look at Instagram, you can look on the supplier's site, because they'll also supply images of the product that you can use and then bring it. You can put your own branding on it. You can use software like Canva to do that. And really, really simple. Photoshop if you're a little bit more of a pro. And then we bring that onto the website. And also we want to rework site copy and text. And what I mean by this is we already know there's some competitors in the market. We found some winning stores and we're like, great, this product seems like it's going to work. We want to take this copy that's already on that competitor's site and we want to use AI to then remake that copy. Now, we won't be copying it word for word. We are literally going to be remaking it. Even we come at another angle, but we use AI to do that to make our jobs a little bit easier, make it a little bit quicker with that site build. When we've got all of this, we have our Shopify that's all ready to go. We just want to do our final edits. This is only like little tweaks by reviewing the competitors and just seeing, is there anything that's not on our store that they're using that probably helps their conversion rate, such as maybe testimonials, reviews from other users, things that really make that look slick and trustworthy. And then when we've linked it to our supplier to make sure that when the product is bought, that then the supplier can then ship it out, we can then start to look at testing that store. And we do the store test through the use of paid advertisement. Why do we use paid advertisement? Because that's traffic that we control. We can pay the platforms such as Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, and then they will put us in front of traffic. And then we can move that traffic and direct it to our store. So our URL that we dictate. So we move on to stage 3, which is where we get that product test. So we've got our product, we've got our store, and now we're going to test it. So we use paid traffic to do that. We're going to use Facebook in this, for example, in this equation. The reason being, Facebook is the absolute beast. It is powered by AI. It knows you better than you probably know yourself, and it puts your adverts in front of the potential right customers. And the reason that we do that as well is we want to create irresistible ads. And when we create irresistible ads, that means that people can't help but click on them. And when they click on them, then we get a high click-through rate. Then it shows us the product also works. And how do we do this? Well, we leverage existing content on the market. So we can already see competitors' ads and what's working for them. So we can essentially replicate this by using existing content. And what do I mean by existing content? Stuff that's already out there on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. Most likely, if you have some form of dropshipping store, for example, you will have a product there that has been used either multiple times, might have been used in the past, it might be brand new, but there is going to be content that exists around this particular product. So we want to leverage that so we're not going out and creating the content for ourselves immediately, which saves a lot of time, it saves a lot of effort, and then we can test this product. We then use software to create simple graphics, and this is going to be something really easy like Canva. We take the product images, we pop them in there, and then we have a call to action on the end of our ads as well. And then we use simple editing techniques and tools. So what I mean by this is you want to use something that's free. For example, CapCut, you can use that. And with that means that you can put the ads together and chop them up, and then you can use those in your ads to just replicate what's already working in the market. And when it comes to an ad, to make them extra irresistible, you want to follow this format. So you want the hook, a before and after, and then a call to action. The reason we want a hook, this is the first 1 to 3 seconds, and this is the hookiest bit. It stops the scroll. So when people are on Facebook, they're just flicking through, they see an ad or they see a video, they want to see it, capture their attention within that first 1 to 3 seconds, because as soon as you got them stopped, they're then kind of a little bit invested and committed. And this is where with a product, we want to show a before and after. So you ideally want to show your product in action, showing the benefits of using this product, so that, for example, there is a problem and there is a solution. So the problem exists and your product solves that problem, and we deliver a before and after. Show how their life is a little bit better after using this particular product. And then we end with the call to action. We want to direct that traffic and tell them what to do. We have to tell our audience explicitly what we want them to do next. And this is usually buy now, shop at our store, and then they'll instinctively want to click and then go through to our website. And then this allows us to kind of test. Inside the ad account, what we want to do is a couple of things. We want to use multiple interests to first test if our ads are not only great, but also to make sure that our product sells. The reason that we want to select interests that are within our niche, that people are going to resonate with, so that Facebook is already given an idea and some parameters to go and find our audience. When that's the case, we also want to try broads, because as soon as we've got some sales and we've got evidence that the product sells, we want to test a little bit on broad to make sure that Facebook can still find our audience. And then if so, that kind of gives us our really key indicators that we have a winning product on our hands, which is really exciting, because then we can move to stage 4 and we can look to scale this to $100,000 months. So we bring that in, we move that around, and then there we are. We bring that there. So after we have evidence that we have a winning product on our hands, we can move it then to stage 4. Stage 4 is going to be your scaling. So when we scale to $100,000 months, what we want to do is start improving the store. And this is what we did. So we call it lean store optimization. And what that means is we trim the fat, and we also add more value onto the store, more opportunity to increase that average order value, because there's only so much we're going to be able to sell one product for. So then we need to start upping that average order value by selling complementary products. So what we can go through here is upsells, cross sells, down sells. So let me talk through those. Upsells is where we add something to the offer. So for example, if the product by itself is $30, what we can do is introduce an upsell. That upsell is then going to be, for example, $30 more, and it could be a different product. We could say, oh, you could get this and it will come with it. And it kind of makes sense for that. And then alternatively, we can give them that upsell offer. But then if they don't want to take it, or if they do want to take it, we can offer a downsell. So this could be something a little bit cheaper, like $15. And this gives us the 2 opportunities there to increase that average order value. So we've gone now from having a $30 sale potentially to then having an opportunity to make it $60 and then $75. So adding that extra 30 and that extra 15. There will be occasions where that customer does take both opportunities, and then they become a higher paying and higher value customer to us. There'll be other ones that don't take this, but then they still sell, let's say, like a $30 product, and they still count as a sale, and we've acquired that customer. But with this, it gives us that opportunity to scale, because the more you scale, the more money you spend, more people you reach, and then the more costly it becomes to actually find a customer. What we can also have is cross sales. So cross sales is something that might be related to the product, that might be a little bit different, but kind of complement it in a way. So for example, if you're selling a hairbrush, you might sell some hairspray. That could be an effective cross sell, because the products complement each other. You've also got discount bulking and bundling. So discount bulking is where you're going to say, if you buy 2 or 3, we're going to give you a bigger discount. So for example, what we could do is say, if you buy 1 product, it's going to cost you 30. You buy 2, it's going to cost you 40. You buy 3, it's going to cost you 50. And they might think, oh, actually, that's a really good opportunity there to actually spend more money to get more value. So actually maybe buying 3 is going to be more worth their time, because if they bought 3 singly, it'd be $90, but if they buy 3 altogether right now, it's going to be $50. So that's how that psychology works with that sales, is that you want to make it seem like they're getting more value for the price that they're paying. And this is also the same with bundling. For example, if they had all 3 items for $50, but then you bundled it in with another item, that could actually discount it even more, and that maybe it will be 15 instead of 20. So we bundle that together, and actually the value of that to them is extremely higher than what it was originally if we're just sticking with that $30 item. So you can see how we've gone from just having a winning product, say it was $30 and we were selling that effectively, but now we've upped the average order value to kind of at the $70 mark, let's just say, or $60 mark, because some people will take it, some people won't. And then we're able to scale this more. I hope that makes sense. So what we're doing is increasing that average order value, so there's more room to actually scale and spend more money. Because if we spend, say, let me give it an example, $15 to acquire a $30 customer, the more we scale, it might increase our cost. So it might start costing us $20 to find a customer. But instead of having just that $10 margin, so $20 to acquire someone, $30 sale, we now have more margin, because if we have an average order value of 70 and it still costs us 20, we've now got $50 there. If we minus product cost, say it's 10, then we've got, say, 40 there to play with as margin. So that's how we're going to scale the store. What we also did as well is there's some holes in an e-commerce store that people miss out on. This is just a really kind of key component. So we have things like email flows. So if somebody, for example, is on an add to cart, they've added the product to the cart, and then they get distracted, they jump off, say like baby's crying, or say someone comes along, they get a text or a phone call, and then they fall off the site. What we want to do is, after a certain amount of time, is use an email flow, for example, an add to cart one, that then fires after 4 hours to say, oh, we think you've lost something in your cart, or did you mean to jump off? Can I bring you back? Is there an offer that we can give you that would incentivize you to make the purchase, or even a further upsell? And then what we also did was add further conversion rate optimization and SMS bumps. So with further conversion rate optimization, what you want to do is then lean out the store even more, add further testimonials, more images and products being used within the actual landing page. And then also SMS bumps is going to be, again, we send a text message, for example, if someone leaves the cart. We send that text message after, say, 4 or 5 hours. And then just to remind them, by the way, you've left something in your car. Do you want to come back? Or, for example, what you could do further down the line after a sale is maybe 7 days later you say, oh, well, actually, there's another product that could be suitable for you. These are the types of things that you're going to really increase that average order value and work for you in your kind of business and growth. Then what we did is we harnessed the power of creative evolution. So what we do with this existing content here is we actually take existing content again from the market, because what happens is as you start scaling, you're going to notice that you end up spending more money to acquire a customer. So when you do that as well, your ads get shown to more people, but the more you spend, the more frequently they see that. So we need to start adding more creative and testing more ads. So we have this existing content that's out on the market with Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. And what we do is we take that content and we chop it up into more ads and then bring that to our ad account and test it. You also have the opportunity of self-implementation. If you find yourself you're quite a creative person, what you can do is make the content yourself, chop it up and pop it in. And third-party services and UGC creators. Now, these kind of come hand in hand. What you'll find is there are UGC creators out there that will do videos for you, say 3 for $1,000, or might cost a couple of hundred, but they're generally quite cost-effective for the amount of time that you might spend to make a video. Or if you're not feeling quite creative yourself, you can actually use them and utilize them. But you also have third-party services like actual companies such as Billo, there's Twirl, there's quite a few others as well, but they'll generally charge you a premium, have the creators under their net, and then what they'll do is send the product, and then you send a brief and you say, I would like 3 videos to do this, or 3 hooks and 3 videos, and I'd like you to do this is the brief. I would like to use the product, tell me how great it is, and then these are the benefits, and then end with a call to action of where to buy the product. And you can do this again with the UGC creators as well. What they'll generally do is they will charge you X amount for so many videos. You can probably have a few revisions, but for these, we utilized and leveraged all of these to then bring back into the ad account. And this creates what's called explosive ROI. This is essentially where you potentially are kind of printing money with your e-commerce store. This really, really does work. As soon as you've put all of these different elements in, that's where you get to be able to scale to the heavens. So when we go through ultimate scaling, what we started to do was do even more deep margin analysis. And what I mean by that is where we look at how much is it costing us, how much does the product cost, how much does the ad cost, and then what's the margin we're left with, and how can we trim the fat. So for example, you can go back to supercharging your sales by increasing your average order value. So we add upsells, downsells, cross sells, we add discount bulking, and all of these things kind of we look at in depth and see, okay, well actually most people are buying this particular product with this product, so let's put that as the focus. And when you use something like called One Click Upsell, you could actually, One Click Upsell is an app within Shopify. You can use that and it will tell you what percentage of people actually move and upgrade to certain items. What we also have here is we will remove losing ads. So anything that's not really creating the sale, that's not really got a high click-through rate or high CPC, we will then reduce that, and CPC is cost per click. And then again, conversion rate optimization. Even the little details, even the name on a button can absolutely hinder or help your sales. So for example, you call it add to cart, or add to bag, or instead use secure checkout. These small little tweaks make a massive difference, and you can monitor this over a couple of days and look at the conversion rate and see how many people actually convert from your ads and then from the landing page. And then to get to 100,000 a month, you really need to be going for around about 3,500 K days, because that over a 30-day period will lead you over that $100,000 month mark. What we saw was there was a variation between some days we were getting like 3K, other days we were getting 5K, and then that led us to have that 135K month, and then the month before that we were slightly off the 100K mark. But these are the kind of targets you need to be hitting, so you know that if you have a 3.5K day and you can make that consistently, you know you're going to be on track for your $100,000 month. But generally, if you're on this kind of uptrend, you can start increasing your spend, increasing your overall average order value, and then in total have that ecosphere working so you can continue to increase your $100,000 months. So that's pretty much exactly how we made it to $100,000 per month. If you have any questions, let me know. I hope this has been extremely helpful for you. I'm sure there's so much value in just this one video, but if you have any questions, pop them across, and we'll speak soon. Have a good day.